it's Nate here from Thrifters. Out doing some solo thrifting today. I'm just headed from Warwick to our favourite store in the region, which is Killarney. So I thought I'd take this time, I'm very new to YouTube obviously, and I'm very new back on eBay and only been on Depop for about 3 months now. But I've actually been thrifting for probably at least half my life, over 20 years. And you learn a lot. So I thought I'd do like tips and tricks, especially for, there's not many out there for thrifting in Australia. So just like tips that are more central to us in Australia. So let's get started. The first one I think is like never trust Google Maps. Like we've been to so many towns and you think, yep, there's only 1 or 2 shops in this town that are worth going to. But ask, always ask. Ask at the first shop you go to, ask at the second shop you go to, because they might not like the other shop that's hidden in town, it's not on maps. So just say, is there any other second-hand thrift, type stores in the area or in the town? And generally they're pretty happy to say, and we've discovered so many other stores that way. Tip 2, always ask. Like I'm after specific items, and if you can narrow it down to like a nice quick easy ask of the people working at op shops and thrift stores, ask them, because there's, especially at the moment after this pandemic, there's racks and racks of items that are just sitting at the back that, if you say, I'm just wondering if you have anything in the way of, Levi jeans or certain brand t-shirts, anything like that, just ask, because you never know the amount of times I've had stuff pulled out from the back, like, never would have gotten it if I didn't ask. Third tip, this is a personal tip. It's not a day out. It's not, if you're sourcing and that's what you're doing for money, like, treat it that way. And like, we generally will get, like, I'm just looking, I've got like a pull apart cheese and bacon thing there, and get myself 1 drink for the day. Like, occasionally we'll eat something nice just to sort of show it on the Thrifter videos, but be economical. Like, you're not out there to spend money, you're there to make money. So, always try and save money as you go. Tip 4, always when you walk into a store, make note of the colours, if there's special discounts, if there's sales, anything like that, because the amount of times, or even if it's a big store, ask if there's a markdown rack, because the amount of times that I've checked out, walked out of stores, and then look up and I'm like, oh, like, I didn't know pink was half price, or blue was buy 1 get 1 free, or anything like that. So always ask. Tip 5, work your neck muscles. That's the biggest thing I can say in thrifting, and op shops especially, is look up, look down, look everywhere, because the amount of times you hear stories where someone looked on the ground and next to a box, or up top, there might be something there that other people have overlooked. What am I up to? I've lost count now. I think I'm up to tip 5. So tip 5, like for the first 10 plus years, I used to do like 500 auctions on eBay a week at times. Like, I was buying and selling a lot of stuff, and I would have loved, like, I can't show you because I'm looking at it, like comp. Like, you've got the technology right there in your hands. So the amount of things now that you can buy that you didn't know a thing about. Like, I've got some random stuff here in the car today that I had no idea that it was worth anything. But especially new seals. New seals always great, because then you can go, you just look at the highest price that people are selling them for, knowing that you're going to get that. So yeah, comp, because the technology is there, and I love it, and I wish I had it. Probably the amount of awesome things I didn't know about, and the amount of, but also the other side of the coin too, that the amount of things that I bought back in the day thinking, oh, this has got to be worth something. So, and then, you know, you put it on eBay and all that, you find out that it was not worth anything at all. So sometimes it can help you buy something you might not have bought. Other times it might have, you know, found you something, you know, like stopped you from buying something that was actually not as good as what you thought. Just trying to think, yeah, because I'm just driving along, so I thought I'd start talking, like, because it's about a 20-minute drive to Killarney. It's a beautiful drive, you know. Definitely, it's well worth investing in an economical vehicle, you know, like what are they called, rally routes, like having the Tesla and be able to plug it into places where they go thrifting. Like, that's the ultimate. But when I shopped around, like, we needed something to tow our caravan, but also I wanted something economical. So it's a bigger car, so I can fit a lot in here. Actually, that's a lounge chair I bought today for $60. In fact, we've got a brown one in our corner of our black lounge, and like when I bought it, I thought it was going to be a black one, but the guy said, "Oh, no, sorry, it's brown." So that was a bit disappointing. So now I've got a black one. That thing comped, always comp. That thing comped out at $800 for this brand of it's one of those chairs with a separate seat. I'll put it up on screen if I remember. I've got plenty of space over here to pop up things. So just, yeah, well, there's plenty of tips out there for American thrift stores, but just the scale there is so much bigger, and you're sorting through, you know, piles of crap to find chunks of goodness, and then they can find the diamonds in amongst that. Whereas, you know, anyone who thrifts in Australia, I feel you. I know exactly what you're going through. That you're looking for just one or two just okay things in a pile, and yeah, like today I was walking out of a store and I've checked out, and I looked in this cabinet and they had, I can't remember the name of it, but it's a Bluetooth portable keyboard. So, you know, you just flip it all out and you can use it with your phone or whatever. And I didn't realise it was sealed before I was going to buy it. And yeah, it was $25, but it comes out at $50 for opened, unused. So I thought, well, you know, even if it's $15-20 I make, sometimes that's more than what I make on, you know, if you buy a $1 item and sell it for 15, that's good. So, you know, if you buy a $20 item and sell it for 35, yes, the fees are a little bit higher, but you got to make every cent you can. That's what you got to focus on, is anything that's sellable. And also at the counter there was a not even CD, it was 2 cassette copy of the final tour of Young Talent Time, complete with poster, not the badge unfortunately. And that was $10, and I quickly looked up comps, and with the badge and not the poster, someone sold it for $50. So, and that was, like I said, scanned everywhere, especially behind the counter, on the counter, next to the counter. Sometimes video game just cabinets can be, you know, as part of the actual cabinet itself. So you've got to look everywhere. There's just, it's crazy how it is. Another tip, dump shops, tip stores, rock bottom prices, and yeah, just such an array of stuff that they're well worth going to. So unfortunately, a lot of the time they're only open certain days, so definitely look it up. But we've got a very nice one, like on the west side of Toowoomba, out near Wellcamp Airport. It's an awesome one. So just always, you know, find as many resources as you can, because around here, especially if you live in a small town, there's not as many options. But that's the other thing too. This will be my final tip, and this is what thrifters. This is what we're all about. Go to the small towns. Yes, it's great if you've got a big city that you live in, then you can go to one. You can get to an op shop every day or two and see what's come out new, especially if you can come out on the day that the sales change and all that. That's good. That's very good. But at the same time, like we went to Brisbane the other week, which is the capital city in Queensland. People don't know our state very well. And I went to about 10 stores in a day, and I would have spent $120. Whereas this store I'm going out to now, which the view I'm looking at here is absolutely beautiful, but I don't want to hold my phone, because people in Australia know that's a bad thing to do when you're driving. Yeah, I've completely lost my train of thought now. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, when I headed out to Killarney one time, well, the first time ever, this was straight after lockdowns and all that ended, and they started opening the shop. So we were lucky to go there the first day that it opened, and that was $240 that we spent one store. And there was some gold, like probably some stuff we wouldn't buy anymore, but there was gold there. And then the next time we went there, Carmen found a one-off leather jacket from an Australian designer. The jacket itself, it was just a regular one, is like $1,000 item. So this is a one-off special design, got art on it and that. So get out to the small towns. Like, just look at your map and go, okay, well, you know, what's in an hour or 2 hour circuit that you can go to, like 2 or 3. Like, we went out to Dalby last week, which that's the videos that are coming out soon. I'll probably be out by the time I bother to put this up. But like, what was it, Blackwater or something, and Oakey and Dalby, they were like in a nice little circle. So we went out looking at a house in Dalby, so then we did the circuit of all three. So just work it into your regular life, like when you go out to somewhere, or you know, just it's well worth a look, because there's gems sitting out there. There's stuff that, you know, no one else might be interested in a small town, but just relies on someone driving through and going, oh, that's exactly what I'm after. And I'm going to tack on a bonus tip here, because I just thought of it then. Carmen especially, she's always worried about telling people what you're doing, that you're buying and selling. I had an interview last week for a job actually at an op shop, and I spoke to them about that, and they said they had 2 customers that used to come in there that they knew eBay. One, completely honest about it from day one, said, yep, that's what I do, that's why I'm here, that's why I'll buy random things, and she was honest with them, so they helped her out. They would find things and think, oh, she'd love this, or this might be something good for her, so they'd put it aside. The second one lied from day one, you know, oh, no, I'm just buying for my extended family, you know, I'm a hoarder, things like that. And so they didn't trust her. You know, it's like, well, you're a liar, you know, you're fibbing to us, we know what you're doing. Like, they actually looked up, you know, a specific, very, very specific item she bought. They looked it up on eBay a couple of days later, and there it is. So, you know, if they're that interested, which generally for the you know, ladies and the occasional guy that works at those sort of stores, they're retired and they got plenty of time to, and they'd like to go, oh, we'll find out. Like, it's interesting to them to learn the truth. So be truthful, and that's like Killarney here. They know that I'm a reseller. This is the one time someone bought a pair of Merrells right in front of me. Like, they said, oh, they rang up and said, there's some Merrells on the shelf, can you go grab them for me? And I overheard the conversation, and I didn't go over straight away, and I was kicking myself. But then when I did, there was a nice pair of Doc Martens sitting there, and they were $8, and I sold them for $65. So, you know, so it worked out in the end that there was something for me there as well, but I would like to have got both. So be honest. Tell them what you're doing. If they ask you, don't walk in there. Yeah, but like, I used to go to cash converters back in the day, and I'd spend $500 to $1,000 at a store. This is back when, you know, DVDs were pretty hot and everyone wanted them, and I could send them through the post relatively cheap. So I would spend $500 to $1,000 at a shop, and there's, you know, no point BSing them. This is one of the things I don't celebrate it or anything, but I was one of the first that, when I was going to these cash converters, this is back 15 years ago, be buying up, you know, the old Dreamcast games and PlayStation 1 games and Nintendo, Super Nintendo, like just buying up all that stuff, because they had it as, it'll be $2 for Mario Sunshine sitting right next to Madden Football. Like, they didn't have any value in, you know, any of them. They just thought they're all the same price. So I used to just buy, you know, Final Fantasies, things like that. So and then over the next 5 to 10 years, now you walk into them and they'll have those priced at 60 to 100, 200, whatever they randomly feel like. So I think I played a little bit of a part in that I sort of figured out, hey, this guy's buying our stuff and selling it on eBay, whereas we could be the ones making that sort of money. So now they're, of course, they've got their online shop and all that, so they're trying to make money as well from the online community. But anyway, I'm headed into Killarney now, so I'll film this a little bit. I can always edit it later and cut out this, but yeah, this is an awesome view. This place, I wish I knew about this place before we bought out at Applethorpe. because this is it's a little town right in the cove of all these mountains and all that. It's only 20 minutes from Warwick, plus it's a little bit closer to Brisbane. You got the falls and all that right behind there as well that we went to the other week. So I'm going to get to thrifting. See yous. And that's why you have your honey holes. $65 spent there. That's probably more than any 2 shops today combined that I bought at. So awesome.